Welcome to Stream Brio Roots, a podcast about how two people think in real time inside something we're building.
We have talked about doing this for the last couple of years.
Yeah, finally here, and welcome to Brio Roots.
Yep, welcome.
I'm Josh.
I'm very nervous. I'm Shane, but I'm ready.
Yeah, man.
I'm ready. Yeah, I'm grateful to be here with you, man.
Seriously. What kind of comes up the most is like, why build another platform? There's so many out there.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's we haven't even rehearsed this question at all. And maybe my answer is somewhat counterintuitive, or maybe the question is, but wanting to build another platform because there's too many out there, in a way, or the ones that are out there, they're congested.
It does seem counterintuitive to build one more platform to counteract all the platforms.
Yeah,
so why is our content different then, or what?
Well, it's more focused. The way that we've kind of talked about to creators was, it's like taking an In-N-Out menu,
right,
for anyone that's knows In-N-Out or doesn't know In-N-Out.
And if you aren't in California, you should. It's delicious.
Yeah, it's a very limited menu. You know what you want, but then you go to, say, a Cheesecake Factory. Love Cheesecake Factory. It's delicious. But I will spend so much time looking through the 40, I don't know, how many pages are there? 40, 48, 49, 100?
Feels like a ton.
Right now, I have limited time. I just want to be focused. I want to come to Brio. I want to focus on my health, or financial health. I want to look at that. That's kind of the area that I'm seeking or need some help with at the moment. It's 5 a.m. I want to do a workout. Where should I go for that?
Or you're feeling stressed. So I've been having a lot of anxiety lately, and it's like, I just want a quick, fast place to go, to do a breathwork routine, or to do, to gain some more knowledge. I've been really trying to study more about somatic and our nervous system responses to all these stimuli in the world and all the stresses in the world. And so, yeah, it's, where can we quickly go to find things like this? And unfortunately, what it's become is that all of this exists out on all of these platforms, but what we started to notice was that it's more noisy, more stressful, and you end up, doom scrolling and, get caught up in 12 other things on TikTok or on Instagram, and you forgot why you were even there in the first place. It was, you're trying to de-stress and find something to help soothe you.
Yeah.
And we both walk the walk in our lives. I mean, we both go to therapy. We both work on ourselves. We're both like growth. It's one of the things I love most about you, Shano, and why we've been such good friends, I think, all these years, is because we are growth minded, and we do learn from our mistakes humbly, and we love to be challenged. We love to take life's stressors and sort of turn them into growth opportunities. And so, yeah, it's just how we live.
Yeah.
And always have. I mean, when I met you 18 years ago on set, I knew it. I was like, Shano's going to be a great friend.
Probably at that moment too, I was just traveling, surfing, and working my ass off. So I had margins. I didn't have responsibility or anything. And now I feel like, especially having a kid, where I'm my own distraction in a way. Like I think I get like, I don't want to say deep, but I end up going down the labyrinth of my head. And then when it comes to content, I think about so many different options. And that's why I personally need limited options in a way. I want good options. Man. I've gotten into poetry, like watching stuff on the TikTok, on poetry or inspiration or comedy, things that can allow me to breathe. Yeah. So that I can think again clearly. It's what we do every morning. Yeah. And how it started. And it was starting sitting on this chair. Oh yeah. I would come in. Yeah. You'd sit down. I'd sit down on the chair and we would talk. And that's, at that time of my life, I didn't have time to do that. It was just go. Yeah. And we would sit down, we would talk, we started this, and then we wouldn't start work until we had cleared the room.
Yeah.
In a way, we had cleared the space, the room in our head.
Yeah.
So that we could think clearly, we could create, we can build, we can be focused, which caused us to be able to laugh and constantly looking over our shoulders because we're doing accents all the time or having fun. But it gave us a space to allow ourselves to be.
Yeah.
And we were in a safe spot.
Yeah.
Like, and that's kind of, that's what we're creating, what we're hoping resonates with others, is that they can be, you know, and speak openly and not have to feel pressured to run or to, you know, head down, head up, you know. It's a weird analogy. It makes sense in my head.
It's a breath.
It's a breath.
It's a breath where you are just, Stream Brio is a place to take a deep breath and be. That was a great description.
It was just really off the top of me dome, mate.
And but it's also, I think, what has happened a lot in society, and I mean, like, the neurohacking and all of this other stuff, and, you know, just hacking health for perfection's sake, was one of the things that you and I have experienced in our lives in the content that we digest. And it starts to feel like more pressure. It starts to feel like if you're not freaking eating taking all the right supplements and, you know, eating perfectly and all of these things, it's funny how a positive can become a negative if you're too intense with it, or if you're not allowing yourself room to grow, fail. We're all human. Yeah. It's like we can't be perfect all the time. That, you know, with our partners, we can't be perfect all the time at work or with ourselves. And I think you know, I have a high expectation of myself, and one of the biggest lessons that I've had the pleasure of learning over and over and over again is just being okay with where I'm at, and being okay with failure and imperfection, and being okay with the process being messy, I think was what was really valuable for me to learn. We've built that into Brio, the humanness, the ability to not be perfect, to show up how you are, and to have a safe space to enjoy content that's not pressuresome, in an environment that's not noisy and loud and screaming for your attention like a wall of YouTube tiles. And you and I as builders, it was funny that it was always in our nature to kind of, and usually we come from film and TV. Well, maybe we give a little backstory first. We come from film and TV, and Shane and I met on set 18 years ago.
I think it's probably, we've been saying 18 years for a couple of years. It's probably 20 years now.
Right.
Maybe 38 years.
So we decorated sets. We're basically interior designers for film and TV, for those who don't know the set decoration and dressing departments. But it meant building, it meant creating, it meant constructing. You and I both know how to make furniture and weld and all these other things. And I think what's funny is just being builders. I never thought that building a digital product would feel the same as a tangible product. But we've brought so much of our own design and discernment, and just, you know, we both like clean lines and breath in work and in the things that we create.
It's been interesting how much it's evolved, it's changed, and by saying it or Brio, like we have changed and evolved. When we first started, you know, it was all of our own images, our own videos. It was dark. It was anti-health and wellness. You know, like how do we step away from, like, how do we create something new? And we were trying too hard. and then the more we've been through the copy of the website, I don't know how many times we've changed, but it just keeps getting smaller and smaller and smaller, and we end up, wouldn't surprise me, like we probably talk less than we used to.
Sure.
We listen more than we do, or than we used to, and we started defining, like when we would have when we would, I guess, have altering opinions. I don't want to say like disagreements. We've had our disagreements, which it's the disagreements that have produced so much growth and understanding and empathy for one another, as well as an understanding of ourselves. But that we've been able, as we start dissecting each piece, we have dissected every single word in Brio. We have looked at it and we've changed
all the
it.
Collections, the
everything.
Content organization, the library, the people we're selecting to be a part of the network. Like, everything has been treated with such a level of care. And handpicked for a reason. Often very similar to what we do on sets.
Mm-hmm.
So everything on a set is handpicked, and maybe it's because we come from that background that we're so used to just being so selective and choosy, and not just throwing something together.
Well, funny too, like an analogy, like when you dress a set, you come in with deckers and deckers of smalls, like little trinkets and whatnot. And you come in with a bunch of furniture, you do it all, you kind of throw it all together in a way. Mm-hmm. And then you start pulling stuff back. You start being like, it's too much. It's too much. And that's kind of what we've done. Yeah. It was mainly for us, like as we've changed and as we've grown, and it's what we resonate with. Mm-hmm. And that's, it comes down to our values. Really hard to explain that, and you'll get to know us.
Our values are so intertwined with it. And like we were saying, we had a hand in everything. Which also meant a huge hand in a lot of no's.
Mm-hmm. From day one, you had mentioned, want it to be ad free, just because of the disruption, from like the podcast we listen to. And we understand it. Like we understand.
Oh, yeah, it sucks when you're like totally zoning out in the middle of a thing, and then, Bob's Furniture, comes on or whatever. Yeah. So, yeah. But anyways,
but yeah, and I pushed back on it. I was like, I don't know, man, like we might be leaving a lot on the table to not have ads. I think I even might have justified it by like, but we can work with some really cool brands. Mm-hmm. We can get some free stuff. Like, that would be great. But we could then also make sure that the creators get paid more, because we're sharing 50% of our profits with the creators, so that they would get paid more, we'd get paid more, we can build this quicker, we can build it bigger. Mm-hmm. And then you push back, you're like, no. I was trying to get creative with the thinking. Yes, we want to scale, we want to get, big isn't the right word. We want to be able to impact as many people as possible, not through us, but through the content, through the creators. And we want to impact the creators as much as possible. And we'll find that ceiling, because it needs to always stay intimate. It can't get overly saturated.
Stay curated and special.
Yeah. Protecting the space. But recently it was dealing with kids content. And we've been so excited to have, I've been really excited to have kids content, probably because the logo that we first designed with kids content, I'm like, that's the coolest one we've got. Like, it's dope. But yeah, we looked into it. It was going legally, it costs a lot to have kids content on there. Yeah. And by doing so, and this is what triggered the next no, by doing so, by having the content, by making sure we're protected, we would have to turn off the community aspect. And that's what we were so excited about.
You can't have like open forum people chatting and uploading pictures, and it was the whole social aspect of the network. Just explaining it for our viewers.
Thank you. Yeah, you're so much better at this than me.
It was and even our platform provider, our tech provider, told us like community features like boost engagement by a ton, and you're leaving money on the table by eliminating this community. But when it came down to it, and you and I, like when all the different things came together and we finally sat there and said, is kids content that important to us to put on the network? And I mean, it was a no-brainer.
Yeah.
And I mean, you have a son, and that's super important to you. Youth content is super important to me, because this is stuff that I wished I learned back in the day. And this content needs to be available for all of us in a clean, easy to digest way, and simply laid out and distraction free. Brio always needs to stay a safe place, and so a safe and peaceful place. And these decisions became real easy.
Yeah, they're getting easier.
I think we found ourselves.
Yeah, I think that's been like we've definitely, we just keep chiseling. Is that the right word? Sculpting. I think it's a bit of both, where it's we've definitely changed through the process. Yeah.
What's been your biggest just personal growth through the last couple years building Brio?
Oof.
What was your biggest challenge?
Biggest challenge? Well, to be honest, the biggest challenge is leaving it all. Our light just went off.
My light just went off?
But that's okay. That's all right. It's okay.
If you hold right there.
Let's just keep going.
All right.
These are the flubs that they don't matter. Just the light. I think the biggest challenge was leaving the industry. It was also the biggest benefit. It was leaving the industry. It was leaving the choosing to walk away from certainty. To walk away from the benefits that we have. That's why it's called the golden handcuffs, for a reason, because anything happens to you, $5, that's all you got to pay. And, like I just had surgery. It's those things, that matter. Like that's what, when we first got in the industry, that's what mattered to me. I mean, my pay tripled, overnight when we went union. But that didn't really matter to me. It was when I realized, like I remember showing my mom, well, here's my medical benefits. My mom's like, you could do anything now. Like, you're good. I went the next day and I just pushed at surfing. Like I was just like surfing and skating and everything, and just kind of doing it conservatively, because I couldn't afford to get hurt.
Gave you safety.
It gave me safety completely. Yeah. And so to walk away from that was really difficult. To walk away from the industry is really difficult. To gamble on something, but it really hasn't turned into a gamble, because I've grown so much through this whole process, and my relationship with my wife has grown so much. Where I can't imagine. I mean, the support that she has given, she's just as much a part of this as I am. Where I could not be doing this without her. But yeah, so there's a lot of, I guess. What was the question? What's the biggest? Sorry, what's
the biggest growth, or the biggest lesson, or the biggest thing you've learned through building Brio?
Well, I guess so. Yeah. So I guess by acknowledging what I thought was the biggest sacrifice, allowed for growth, allowed for, I'm working I get to take my son to school every single day. I get to have dinner with my son and wife every single day. That's something you can never have in the industry. Like I get to be home on the weekends every single weekend.
For those of you who don't know film and TV back home, with being on set 12 hours a day mandatory, not including an hour lunch and not including drive time to and from locations all over LA, that can easily be, you are literally away from the house 15 plus hours a day. That's baseline. And so there's so many people that we knew. I had industry friends who grew up with their dads in the industry and they didn't know their fathers. And I know your heart, and you would never allow that.
Oh man. Yeah. After Ash was born, I did back-to-back movies, and I was FaceTiming him in the morning, FaceTiming him at night, like when he woke up and when he went to bed. I hated it. Like that was for 8 months. Hated it. Very grateful for the work, grateful for the industry, but I realized it's time for a change. And when we started this, it was I had no margins. I was like beat. I was basically surviving. We were out of our condo, we had water damage and all sorts of stuff, and I came here, I was just exhausted trying to create, trying to we need something else.
I've known you for so long, Shano, and that's like the most kind of shell of the Shane that I knew. It was actually a bit surprising as your friend, somebody who's known you for a while was like, God, man, where's the light, funny, fun Shane that I knew? And I could feel that the walls were crouching in on you. And that there was not a lot of room for joy at that point in your life. I wonder if you made joy, but
I wonder if I could. I most likely, well, I don't know. I couldn't at the time. Rach and I were both trying. We were doing everything we possibly could just to keep our head above water, or mouth above water, I guess. And it was a struggle, but that's also what it's trudging through the mud. You come out of it so much stronger, and most people have this. I'm sure almost every parent has the same story. You are just going, you're just trying to survive. And then you'll have the chapter of joy for a bit, and then you dive into something else. But I mean, we've talked a lot about it recently, quite a bit, where I really just want to appreciate the struggle. I want to value the struggle just as much as celebrating the highs, where I don't want to have so much emphasis on getting to happiness or getting to joy. Because if I'm already seeking the joy and the happiness, I'm probably missing where I'm at currently, whether it's struggling or not. But I mean, we just talked about it this morning, is in hindsight, timing is always perfect. Struggling to do this podcast and setting up the 3 cameras. And there's been so many things that have happened. Like, what's going on? Why are we getting
4
delayed?
days behind when we thought we would be recording. We thought we were going to be recording this weeks ago. Yeah, we had the first round of unfortunate events.
Yeah, you had to leave. I had other stuff come up. But
camera's dying. It's just
But there's been a reason every single time,
right?
And it's nice to kind of connect those, not the dots, but that road that seems to just kind of zigzag quite a bit. Sometimes go back and go up and whatever. But I
think that's been the hardest for me, is the trust. Even though it's all, we're being supported. So many people are behind this, and have really given us so much to, encouragement and support. And there's just, dozens and dozens of people behind you and I, simply going through this and building this out together. And it's tough to be, my bipolar brain makes me want to race and run and build, and I'm very action forward oriented, and so I've and especially in film and TV, that's celebrated.
You can't half-ass anything.
I could sprint. We could sprint all we wanted, and we're kind of used to that pace. I know that film and TV was not good for a person like me. It was adding jet fuel to the fire that I already have as a voracious sort of creator, builder, maker. But it's funny how Brio has repeatedly forced me to slow down. And I wasn't used to balance. And
That's what I was just going to ask.
balance, I think, for me was the beautiful... And, we were kind of forced into this, too. I mean, figuring something out. The industry has plummeted since COVID. And you and I were spitballing, on how we could... take what we love, which was building together on sets, and that creativity and do it for ourselves, do our own thing. And we'll share with you guys another time on how the story officially how Brio came about. But back to my point was trust and slowing down and timing has been a very humbling lesson, to say the least, and I still battle with it daily, and it will probably be my lifelong lesson, but Brio has taught me so much, deeply, and then the other huge advantage has been working side by side with you.
Now you're gonna make me blush, man.
And what we've been pushed, even though we've known each other for so long and have seen, the worst and the best of times in each other's lives.
Well, context too. We did, what was it, 12 years side by side?
Yeah.
Like every day.
15-hour
days. Yeah. Yeah. And that's 5, 6, sometimes 7 days a week.
Oh,
yeah.
Exhausting shows.
Yeah.
The League was awful. That was terrible.
I feel bad. Like, I don't want to bash any of
I
them.
know.
I love
great
Cheesecake.
shows.
Love the League. Love
Mata Mencia. Love.
Well, I was just going to mention everything that we've unintentionally bashed. Love the industry. Yeah.
But man, the growth being pushed into even, entrepreneurship comes with its own deep tests and pressures. And when there's money involved, and a lot of money involved and other things, it's, it amplifies everything. And you and I have so beautifully answered every one of those calls to truly understand and support one another through some times when we were missing one another or missing meanings, and we've come up with some beautiful things, which is what does that word mean to you?
Yeah,
was like, that's one of the biggest nuggets that I've carried into my relationship with my girlfriend too.
Yeah,
which is just the awareness that we grow up in our own little bubble, and we so often assume that those bubbles are similar because human beings are somewhat similar in a lot of ways, but that even a word's meaning, simple words too, that you and I were like, oh my God, I think of that totally differently.
Yeah.
Or a small example was me saying how much time I spent on something. And I spent this amount of time and this amount of time. And you thought, because time's so valuable to you, time has a different meaning. For me, time spent on something means like dedication, or it's a show of like, it's like if
it's the worth, it gives it the wow you, the worth and the value. Yeah, almost to where I've held on to time so much. Like I'm always trying. You can't get more of it. You have the same amount of time as I do. Mine just happens to be jam-packed with other things, and I'm trying to find that balance. And that's also it's a benefit I have, having, like, when I go home, I'm out. Like, I am focused, I am present, I am playing with my son or with my wife, and I can, that easily, it's not a distraction, but that easily pulls me into just being present.
It's fascinating to grow with somebody and have these conversations like we do every morning, and open up about our experiences and our growth. And so I think that's been one of the bigger things that I've learned through growing Brio with you, is just deeper ways to create bridges of understanding, and better questions to ask, and better things to focus on when relating to others, or in disagreements or other things, is asking the right questions, focusing on the right things. And we both always come from compassion, but we get those bridges of understanding faster now.
Yeah, I don't know, maybe we've gotten just more curious, as well as I heard your stomach. I wonder if the mic is going to pick it up. As well as realizing, like, we don't know, and that sometimes can be hard to think of in the moment, especially if it's heated. Not that we've ever yelled at each other or anything, but if the conversation is intense, it's hard to just it's not hard, it's challenging to take a step back, and be like, what do you mean? Like, don't take it personally. We've gotten better with that. I wouldn't say we've done it beautifully at all, but we've done it in the only way that we know how, and it's being honest, where we've said so many times, hey, don't take this the wrong way. It's like, no, dude, just say it.
Yeah.
Like, say it, and then we have something to work from, so that we've been able to be sometimes brutally honest, and we've been able to be direct, but it's trusting and understanding each other's intention, so that we can continue, that we're both committed to work through it. We're not going to walk away. We're going to take the time that we need. Sometimes it's 10 minutes.
Sometimes it's 2 hours.
Sometimes it's like 4 hours. But it's been needed for both of us. It's been beautiful, and that's unfortunately pretty rare. It's very rare when you allow someone to see who you actually are. I don't even like using the word good and bad, but the things that can be inspiring, and the things that are just like, but it's
creating that safety.
Yeah.
We've created that safety together to be seen.
We can be honest.
All of it.
Yeah, we can be honest with everything.
Yeah.
Which has been great. It's been liberating. But I appreciate you, man.
Yeah, appreciate you so much too, Shayna. It's been but it all makes sense, and it all rolls into Brio and what we built, because Brio is human. We in building it have had to lean into our humanness, self-love, acceptance, deeper understanding of one another.
We've chosen to, like we've chosen to face it all. Yeah.
And that's also why we built this space. It's that room that feels comfortable, that you can sit within, and all the noise is pushed out, and you can put on a record and listen to the static as it starts to play, or
open the sleeve, look at the lyrics.
Yeah.
Take the time.
Somebody designed all the cover, all of that. And somebody toiled on writing the lyrics. Imagine how we digest content right now. We don't honor any of that anymore. We will literally flip through songs on Spotify and completely discount the amount of work that that person has put into that art and that
Yeah.
music and that feeling. And that's what we love. We feel the same way with our creator partners. Is like it's truly honoring and celebrating what they do.
Mm-hmm.
And that to me, it's one of the more special parts of Brio that I enjoy and love the most, is that when we do jump on the Zooms with them and we're talking about that shot where you did, you're chopping the veggies and the light is streaming in from the window, and it's like people just flip through this content, and to see them light up in that, we see that. We see what went into it.
Yeah. It's also that it's nice for them to know that they're not alone.
Yeah.
Where it's almost a majority of the creators we've talked to, almost all of them have had the same theme. They're just like, it's nice. It's nice to be seen. It's nice to know that there's other people out there, because a lot of their friends don't do this.
Yeah.
And that they feel supported in a different way, and that they're able to step into this community aspect as well. So it's been beautiful. I mean, I don't know how many times we've cried, but with some of these creators, or laughed a bit, but we get to celebrate.
Yeah.
Get to celebrate with them. They get to celebrate with us, as well as be there for them. It's been a cool relationship, just watching them evolve. Also, when we're just, into design for so many months, it's nice to kind of pop out and be able to have human connection.
Yeah.
We're
doing the same thing they are.
Yeah.
It's getting lost in our work, building in our little cave.
Yeah.
And then popping out into the world, and like the light's bright, and we're like,
Yeah. I just envisioned you. No, never mind. No, nothing.
Keep it PG.
I am trying, man. But yeah, it's been cool. What are you excited about moving forward?
I'm excited about the two communities.
Audience and creator.
Audiences and the creators. All because it's rallying around the content, right? And the heart and the dedication and the message that's been poured into all this content, we are hand selecting and hand picking these creators who are incredible people. And so it's like, man, I'm getting goosebumps. It's all the time, and that little details of finding the right people and bringing them all together in this space and celebrating them. And then it's knowing we're the only two people in the world right now that know what all this looks like in one big shot. We're reaching out to individuals, and they get little windows into what Brio is becoming. But we're the only two people who know every creator that's signed up and said yes, and how their content is going to be next to other people's content, and that thoughtful adjacency that we're creating.
Yeah.
Man, I just get goosebumps sharing that with the viewers, and how special, and this world that we're building, this room, this special library for all of us, that you and I get to protect that space and keep the noise out, keep the world out, all the distractions and it's like our sole job is to protect the specialness that is all of these people and all of their messages and our viewers' journey. It's protecting that too. It's giving them a space to learn and grow and become who they want to become. That being a part of all of that in our little way feels really, man, that's... We've said it in the past, we've made our dream jobs.
Yeah.
That celebration of humanity and humanness is really, really,
are you gonna cry? Go ahead. Sorry, I just ruined that moment. That wasn't a safe spot to do it, huh?
It's cool.
Yeah.
It's
very
cool, man. It's really cool. I feel so lucky, and to do this with you, Shano. Wow, we definitely been guided here, and I'm very grateful.
Yeah, same, man.
Yeah.
Thank God we had no idea. Like, yeah, I'm so grateful.
If we knew how long this would take from the beginning, we never would have started.
No, but we've learned a lot, and we'll continue to do so, and we'll continue to pivot and continue to grow and continue to listen and let go.
Yeah.
Do it all. But
Been an honor, Shano.
yeah, same dude.
Been an honor.
But don't say it like we're done.
Building
Here we go.
this is just the beginning.
Yeah.
This is just the start.
Yeah.
And yeah, maybe we leave episode 1 at that.
Sounds good. That went by quick. I was nervous as hell doing this.
Congrats, brother.
But well, thanks for
Congrats for getting through the uncomfortable parts.
yeah. I'm roasting, by the way.
I'm gonna turn on some AC in here.
Yeah.
But love you, buddy.
All right, love you too, man.
Yeah.
We should come up with something
What's that?
like just you know how Q like claps and don't do that. But we should come up with some handle.
Does that work?
The tootie booty. I'm not doing that. Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah, no,
I'm pretty sure no one does
Absolutely.
that.
Now
that
I'm
would
really
be totally original to us.
Yeah.
It's just at the end of every episode, just
No,
fart.
no, I'm not. That's how we get all the kid. Then we got to really edit ourselves.
I know, right?
Yeah, but
Oh god.
cool. That works.
All right, we'll use a fart every time at the close. Then we're
I'm
deciding
not.
that now.
No, absolutely not. we just cut. Let's cut now. I'm done. Dude, I think it went well.
Great job.
Yeah.
Good job.
Well done.